A future voice actor here again. If you can see the three boxes in front of you, you can tell that there's a common theme. No, it's not the Quintessence. So what does that leave? Hot Rod, better known as Rodimus. Let's get started. What we have here in front of us is the 2006 Classics Rodimus. He didn't look like this when I got him. I made a few changes. The crest here was yellow, and I used Toy Hacks decals. And since I'm a huge Generation 2 fan, I couldn't help myself and decided to make him part of that faction. And let's take a closer look at his license plate here. The reason I'm making this video is I put this figure up on eBay, so I'm probably not going to have him that much longer. We've got a really awesome flamethrower that fires great. This time we'll aim for the Quintessence. Will it make it? Oh, so close. So he's got a really good firing range there. This is also used as his turbo booster when he's in vehicle mode. Let's take a closer look here. He's got a really nice face. He's got light piping all along the back here. You can see that. We'll use the power of the Matrix. See? The Matrix reveals all. That's one of the things I like about this figure, and it's one of the reasons why I don't want to part with it. But if I want to get that Studio Series 1, the one that's coming out in spring, I gotta make room. So, let's get this guy transformed. Remove this weapon like so. And one thing that I don't like is the 3mm hands. None of my other weapons are compatible with him. So, that's a problem. Take his feet. Put the struts and spurs back like this. Take these panels here. Flip them up like that. Put the hands back like this. Pull up his chest like that. Rotate this like this. Put his head into hiding. Then push the arms forward along with the main compartment. So we've got that part covered. Take the spoiler here. It's on a mushroom peg, so it goes back like that. Now for the tricky part. You got these pegs, these little ports here. You do that, you got to make sure that you've got this aligned so this turbo pipe is in the right place. And to quote Emgo, second verse, just like the first. Now that is a beautiful car mode. And he's got the rub symbol, which I love. I ordered a few more of these from Toy Hacks. And I got a couple of Generation 2 ones. So yeah, that is a beautiful sight. Right there. Take his flame right here. Put it back in like that. Got a port right there. And you can just plug that in for both storage, aesthetics, and bitchin' power. And there we've got 2006 Hot Rod. Now for comparison, we're going to transform my current favorite Hot Rod, featuring Firebolt. Firebolt was voiced by the same guy who played Rodimus and Hot Rod in the animated series, Richard Gauthier.
Why'd I have to be the chosen one?
But I digress. Take his head, put it down like that. Put his hands back like this. And all the times I've had to use floor polish on this because it's still kind of limpy and weak there. But it's something that I can look past. Take his wheels, go like that, push in his feet, like that. Now for my favorite part, the mushroom cap twirl. Stargate rotate. Now, take his chest. And this is going to be a lot similar to the Studio Series transformation. Do that. Then, just like with the other figure, first, let's get the spoiler out of the way. I like this transformation because it's a lot smoother, it's a lot more fun, and it's not as messy. But you gotta make sure everything's in its proper place. So, first of all, take the feet, and like this. Take this part right here, push it down, make sure that it clips into place, and finally, that goes in like that. Open up the cockpit. Autobots, transform and roll out. I knew you had potential, lad. Those are both beautiful. I love the contrasting red and yellow, and also the blue for the cockpit. There's just something about Hot Rod that I really like. Now, let's talk about the voicing here. We've got Transformers the movie right here, which Judd Nelson, one of the Brat Pack, was the one who played Hot Rod. And to be fair, he was awesome. No one could ever replace Optimus Prime. Since I was technically alive but not cognizant yet, I was only like 2 months old when the movie came out. I wasn't one of those kids whose parents writing angry letters, what I wouldn't give to be a part of that time. But then, in Five Faces of Darkness On, which has lousy animation because of ACOM, but Nelson has reprised his role a number of times, and so that makes me feel good. And again, to be fair, Gautier is an excellent Rodimus Prime. Now, in the episode Dark Awakening, when Rodimus reverts back to being Hot Rod, it just doesn't match. You don't see the spirited youth here when you listen to Dick Gautier's voice. You still hear Rodimus, which makes it harder to swallow in the rebirth and the return of Optimus Prime. What are you going to do about it?
What? The Matrix. Yes. I've been keeping it warm for you. The name's Hot Rod.
I don't know. Well, anyway, we've got two of these guys transformed and reviewed. Let's take a look at where they all came from. The original Judd Nelson. This isn't the original, the Walmart exclusive, and it's very well crafted.
Not bad for an old-timer.
And now for a little size comparison, here we have a little bit of Generation 1 goodness. We've got from left to right, Lionel Stander, Judd Nelson, and John Machida Jr., all lined up. And the original instructions I got off of eBay. What do I like about this figure and what don't I like? Well, for starters, what I don't like is this. But since the 80s were an age of imagination, you had to use it. You had to realize that these figures that were based off of Flora Deary's original designs weren't going to be animation accurate. Neither were a lot of the figures. Ironhide and Ratchet alert. Let's get this guy transformed. I chose this sticker. A blue flame is hotter than a red flame.
Next on the review block, Nemesis Hot Rod.
But in my mind, he's just a double spy from another dimension. He's actually on the side of good. He's just pretending to be corrupt. So, first and foremost, take his head. It's connected on a nice little port here. Pull it up, Stargate rotate. Put it down like that. and get his feet out of the way. Start with the spoiler again, and I want to show off this nice Unicron decal right here. Orson Welles' final role was definitely, in my opinion, his best, because nobody is more memorable in the Transformers lore than Unicron. But I digress. Also, I want to show the license plate here.
And now to demonstrate my favorite feature of Rodimus Unicronus' vehicle mode, we've got two Titan Masters, IDW's Getaway, with some enamel paint, and Charlie Adler's Trigger Happy.
Getaway, do you have anything to say in your defense?
What about you, Trigger Happy? Any final words?
There's no hope for him. Let's get him transformed into his bearded mode. Gonna remove this. I don't do this very often because it's very cumbersome. You just take everything apart like this. Take the arms out like this. And then take this assembly here, separate the feet from it, pull that out, untab this section here, and then that's a nice beautiful sound, that ratchet right there. Cod piece down. And then this part goes up like this. This is just going to hang down like a hollow backpack, like something someone in the 1980s would probably wear with a mohawk. Push this back like this. Right here, we've got the bottom half of Rodimus Unicronus. Now, should we give him the Matrix? Probably not, but I want to see what this looks like. He's going to light your darkest hour. He's going to turn it into your darkest hour. Yeah. This isn't going to do much for him in robot mode, so just going to move it. Yeah, it sucks. I lost both my Matrix of Chaos for him and the Matrix of Leadership for Power of the Prime's Optimus. If anyone out there knows how I can get my hands on another one without having to make it electric, and also with some Matrix frames, leave a comment in the section below. Anyway, back to business. Let's just lay him down so you can see him in the camera. We're going to do a little tweaking here. Going to separate the legs from the assembly. And then we're going to rotate this. Loop-de-loop it. And then we're going to take the arms. Rotate him like this, so he's like, alright, put up your dukes, I ain't afraid of use. Alright, separate this assembly right here, and now we're going to go into the obscene part. That's right, sports fans, we are going to be manipulating his crotch. Alright, so Make sure that this lines up like that. Pull this assembly in here like this, revealing a very, very bearded Rodimus Unicronus. And I'm sorry for the way my camera doesn't get all this. I need to get a webcam. Let's see if I can raise it up a little. Alright. Too much of a good thing. But we're not going to worry about that. Take this, rotate this so that this part is sticking out here. Same thing here. And the next part is just child's play. Also make sure that the spurs are out, or else otherwise it's going to be very top heavy. You're going to have to apply a lot of force here. There we go. And then take this part off, rotate his fist like that. And we've got that part situated. Got the, if you'll pardon the phrase, inglorious dastard right here. Now on the Blue Cliff scale, 8.2 all around. Because each of these guys has something unique to bring to the table. This hot rod has all the vintage feel. I mean, when I look at this guy, it's like I'm living the childhood that I wish that I had. Look at this guy right here, all of it just screams hot rod. Without Toy Hacks labels, it's the most accurate looking of them all. Then we've got the 2006 version. Beautiful specimen. Another thing I'm a fan of is light piping. And finally, the shattered glass Rodimus. So that's it. And I'm going to be doing more head-to-head challenge videos. Here's a sneak preview. This is one of the ones that you'll be able to see in my hot rod video, the first one.